Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan Kohout, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Mike Hughes, the founder and head nutrition coach at Enhanced Nutrition, where he focuses on helping beginners and intermediate clients improve their health through actionable nutrition guidance. His mission is to empower individuals with practical, science-backed strategies to level up their nutrition and overall wellness. Mike brings a passionate and engaging approach to his work, making complex nutrition simple and accessible for lasting impact. With that being said, Mike, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Happy to be here. Thank you for making me sound way cooler than I am.
Happy to have you, brother. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Let's dive in. I always love to start at the very beginning. So please go ahead and take us back in time. Before you even had your company, what were you doing before? What were you up to? And then eventually, what motivated you to start a company?
Yeah, it's twofold here. After graduating college, I was working in a logistics business, just selling freight for lack of better terms. And at the same time, I just started finding CrossFit. This was like 2018, 2019. So I played lacrosse my entire life growing up. I played club in college. I wanted to focus on academics instead. So it was just like a good outlet for that competitive nature. And then after graduating, I still needed that competitive little hit. The sales job wasn't doing it enough there. So a local family friend had a CrossFit gym. I just joined and started going to the 6 a.m. class because that was the only time it worked with my schedule. And yeah, so that was got me into fitness. And then what really got me to start Enhanced Nutrition was one of the members of the class was talking about tracking macros. I was like, that's like bodybuilder stuff. Why are you doing that? He goes, no, like I lost 10 pounds. I put 5 pounds of muscle on. He goes, I feel great. I look great. I was like, screw it. Let me start looking into this app that he's using. I'm not naming it. It's a big app. If you want to look it up or talk about it later, we can. But basically, this app started the complete downward spiral of my health, nutrition, and mental well-being and my relationship with food. I just became so obsessed with tracking everything perfectly, making sure I was like doing everything I could. I was trying to pull calories away as much as possible. My end goal was to only look good. I didn't care how I felt. And it
Mm,
basically spiraled down into disordered eating. It got to the point where my girlfriend, who was in med school at the time, basically looked at me and said, you need to stop this and get some help. So I had to hire some nutritionists myself. And then as I was doing this, I'm still working my regular 9 to 5. I was like, wait, I know a lot of this. Let me take the time out of my day to learn more of the psychology behind the why and the personal habit change. But that's what inspired me to start working with people was realizing like, hey, I never want another person to feel the way I did. So I want to take the time, learn it all, make sure I can give you practical advice because you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, TikTok, every 10th real tweet is going to be some health advice and it's going to conflict what was said before. So I want to be able to give people actionable things that they can do where it doesn't derail their entire life.
mm. Man, you really did go through it yourself. You know exactly what you're talking about. And one of the things that you just mentioned, I absolutely love. And that was the fact that at first, even yourself, you focus on the way you're going to look, not the way you're going to feel. And I absolutely love this trend. Nowadays, the entire industry is shifting from, okay, we're going to look good to we're going to be healthy and look good. So I absolutely love that.
Exactly. Like when I was at my sales job, I was like, I'm exhausted, can't talk to people, like I'm burnt out by 10:30. I was relying on 6 cups of coffee to get through the day. I was like, this is not good or
Yeah.
sustainable.
Yeah, 100%, man. Awesome. Mike, we're going to switch to what is your business nowadays. So we want to know everything from who is your ideal customer to what it
Mhm.
actually looks like to work with you. And the way I love to put it is very simple. Tell us, who do you help? What do you help them with?
Yeah, so I help beginner to intermediate CrossFit athletes, CrossFit everyday people, or like people training for high rocks or F45 competitions. I help them improve their nutrition, help them improve their strength and conditioning skills, or CrossFit specifics or sport specific skills there. I work with people one-on-one. I'm based out in Philly, so I also work with people in person as well, and then I coach some classes. So it's a little bit of everything, but the main thing you see me talking about online is going to be hitting those three buckets to help people improve in any of those aspects.
Got it. Love it, man. Awesome. Now, when it comes to the actual work that you do with people, when it comes to the online services, what is included in that? Like, how long does that person work with you
Mhm.
typically? What's included? How does that work? Tell us everything.
Yeah, so when I have a nutrition client, 'cause that's the main bulk of what I do, I have people come on. It's usually a 3 month minimum. We'll go month to month from there. Most people stick around 6, 7 months, and then that gives you a really good runway to be confident in your decisions. But again, it's based off of where you're at and where you want to go. For most people that I'm working with, it's okay, how do we fuel properly for our workout? Make sure we're maximizing everything we can out of that workout. How do we make sure we eat to recover from that workout? And then how do we do all of this and implement this in your life without derailing everything? I still want you going out on the weekends. I still want you to have social events to go to. You have kids to most likely have to worry about. You have a partner to worry about. Like, how are you going to balance all of this without dropping the ball somewhere? So it's a little bit life coaching, a lot of nutrition. I like to say it's a lot of babysitting through the lens of nutrition, but it just depends on the person there. And then if we were to talk more of like the training side of things, similar deal there. It's a lot more skill based or just more science backed strength and conditioning where I'm giving you specific either weightlifting progressions, weightlifting drills, gymnastics drills, just regular old powerlifting, just to whatever you need to get stronger, fitter, faster. All done through our trusty phones, mine somewhere. A lot of texting, calling, people sending me videos asking for reviews on thing, or people sending me different workouts that they want to try or different competitions, and then just getting them prepped as much as possible for those.
100%. And I absolutely love the angle that you have going on for the offer because if you think about it, most of the offers out there are basically so strict that you have to adapt your life around that new lifestyle or the diet itself. And it seems like what you're doing, you just flip it up on its bottom and you do it differently and you really try to work that new nutrition plan into their life. Would you agree?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. Coined the term like the life adaptive method. So it's LIFEL has like its own little phases and without it, just a little marketing play that I thought was clever a few months ago.
Yeah, that is pretty clever. Awesome. Now, this pretty nicely ties to my next question,
Mhm.
since we're talking about marketing. Now, what are you currently doing from marketing slash lead generation standpoint to actually bring in new clients?
Yeah, for a while, my business was a lot of people in the gyms I was working at, or a lot of referral based things from current clients I have. So a lot of things are local to either when I was in the New York market or in the Philadelphia market, depending on what time of the year we're talking about. But now it's a lot more posting organic content on Instagram, Twitter, and just having conversations with people. Too many times in the fitness space, you're going to open your phone up and you're going to see XYZ coach followed you. And immediately, if you looked at your DMs or your requested messages, it's, hey, blah, blah, blah. I see you like this. Let's chat. It's no, just be a normal person, have a conversation. If there's something you can do to help someone, great. If not, you had a conversation, you met someone cool, or they're like, hey, Mike's like a normal person. I'm going to continue following him, supporting him. Maybe I send something to a friend. It's very organic, grassroots like that. I don't do any paid ads or anything along those lines. I just don't think it's technically necessary for where my business is at. As I want to scale it, yes, but for now, it's all organic marketing, word of mouth.
Gotcha. Okay, th this is interesting because when I talked to, as a matter of fact, I just had somebody else a couple hours ago, and we talked about organic traffic and word of mouth referrals. Like these are the best kind of leads that you can possibly get. But at the same time, there's a lot of frustration about how inconsistent it truly is with
Yeah.
organics. I guess my question is, what is your perspective on that, and how do you deal with it?
No, it is tough. It's great if someone reaches out to you and say, "Hey, my buddy Steve told me to reach out, like you might be able to help." That's the easiest sale in the world. All you have to do is basically get out of the way and say, "What are your problems? Yes, I can help you with that." Or, "Hey, I don't think I'm qualified or that's not within my scope."
Hmm.
And then send them to someone who you might be able to help. But like when these clients have a 6, 7 month runway, it allows me to work for a little bit longer to get those quote unquote inconsistent, much hotter leads from referrals versus waking up every month and being like, if I don't get 5 clients, like the doors are going to close. Like I don't have anything right now. So it takes the pressure off. It makes it a lot less non-needy from a sales perspective, from a marketing perspective. I can talk about what I want to talk about. I don't have to like aim for certain people. And then it just allows everything to attract.
Hmm. I got it. And when it comes to the entire marketing and sales process, are you already in that stage where you're building your internal team for both of those, or is it just like a one-man show for now and you're taking care of everything?
It's all me still. I like writing, so like I'll send out a newsletter every week. I usually break that down into my content or my tweets. They're all intertwined that way. And then between using Go High Level and Make.com, not to give free shout outs to them, but I've been able to automate a lot of emails, nurture campaigns, a lot of new client onboarding fulfillment. It's really saved me a lot of time, money, and effort in that sense. It allows me to keep higher profit margins by only keeping it at me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. Cool, Mike. Just to be respectful of your time, I'm actually going to switch to the last part that I wanted to
Yeah.
cover, which is the future of your company. So let's say if you think about the next 6 to 12 months, what are some of the goals, targets, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Yeah, I want to double my client load right now. I got about 15, 20 people. I want to be able to do that because I just think it's awesome to be able to help as many people as possible. My schedule is really allowing for that over the next 6 to 12 months. And then a big thing I really want to do is I want to launch a template program for training where you're, hey, I really need to work on my gymnastics skills. Hey, here's a gymnastics progression you can follow for 6 to 12 weeks or 6 to 12 months, however long you need it. Here's a weightlifting thing, here's a regular strength thing, here's a conditioning thing. I think too often in the CrossFit space, everyone immediately wants to jump to either a template program where I'm just writing this like competitor program or it's immediately one-on-one coaching. There's nothing really out there for people that want to do class 4 to 5 times a week, but still want to improve a little bit more to take like 15 to 20 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week to be able to really progress things. And then on the nutrition side, I really want to push like a low effort like course, like basically taking the life method that I was talking about earlier, just explaining it, saying, hey, here's everything I do for it. If you don't want to spend the money to work on a high touch, high level of service, one-on-one coaching, go try this out. I really think that would help me be able to scale a little bit more as everything is sucked by however much time I have for the day or week.
Yeah. Awesome. It seems like you want to grow both of these parts, the training side, but also nutrition. It seems like you definitely want to scale, which brings me to my last question. When it comes to your future plans, considering everything that we just mentioned,
Mhm.
what do you, in terms of scaling, what do you feel like is going to be the biggest challenge in making all of that happen?
It's gonna be getting out of my own way. I love the newest toy or the newest AI model that's coming out, and I'll spend too much time playing around with that. Whereas I've had a mentor tell me simple scales, keep things as simple as possible. I don't need to go into N8N and build this huge workflow. I need to just manually send this email to this person. I don't need to spend 8 hours building that for it to break and then slowly try to become this weird web developer for no reason.
Yeah, 100%. Man, you're very self-aware. With a lot of
To a
people, it
fault.
takes time to actually admit something like that. So I appreciate it, man. Good. All right, Mike, I'm gonna wrap it up with my last question. And this is actually one of my favorite questions ever. If you could go back in time and sit across the table from yourself and give yourself an advice, what would be the best piece of advice that you would give yourself?
It's just trust the process. What you need to do, just go do it. I always like to joke whenever I say trust the process, I always say I'm a big Philadelphia sports fan. Shout out Joel Embiid, anyone who's listening to that. But you know what you need to do. It's just like when you have a client come in, they know they need to be eating more protein, sleeping a little bit better, maybe getting 8 to 10,000 steps a day walking. But they're not doing it because they see all this other conflicting information. You need to treat yourself like the client. Keep it simple. Trust that you know what you're doing is going to do the right thing. Worst case, you learn a few things and now you know what doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely. As simple as that, man. Trust the process. I love it. Awesome. In that case, I feel like this pretty much wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. A huge thank you to you, Mike, for taking the time and sharing your story with us. Now, if somebody wanted to reach out, connect with you, perhaps even work with you, what is the best way to contact you?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram, Mike_Hughes_nutrition, or Mike at enhancednutrition.co. Either of those, I'll get back to you pretty quickly. I'm always on my phone, so I appreciate you taking the time to have me on here today. This is awesome.
Absolutely. It was lovely to have you, man. Awesome. Now, for our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And if you're a business owner, more specifically a coach, consultant, or an agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business and really enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and see how exactly we went from zero to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing, and I'll see you on the next one.